Right, two different methods for doing this question, both like slightly different each one. So I think it's worth looking at these two. So first up, we got the same product when we multiply every row, column, and diagonal. Now, if we look at this one, although we don't know what x is, we can see that we call it the magic number when we multiply them together, 6x. So every row, column, and diagonal is going to equal 6x. And that immediately tells us that this is going to be 1 here, because I've already got 6x from the other two. Now, let's take a look at this diagonal here. I've got 12. So in order to get 6x, I'm going to have to divide by 2 and times by x. I'm going to get x over 2 here. Don't know what x is, but I can work in terms of x on these sorts of questions. And over here, I've got 18. So I'm going to have to divide by 3 to get back to 6 and then times by x. And that is another crucial result because now I can multiply these two together, sorry, these three together, but it's just going to be x over 3 times x over 2 ultimately to give x squared over 6. And then we can say that x squared over 6 must equal 6x. Multiply through, x squared is equal to 36x. And we can cancel the x's out. Like we can't have x equals 0, so that's not a solution. But we can see the solution is going to be x is equal to 36. Method 2. So in method 2, we can see that we've got basically, if we look along this column and this diagonal, they both use this top number. It's got to be the same for both. Now I get 12 from multiplying the diagonal, and so I'm going to have to get 12 from multiplying these two together. And so therefore I know that this must be 4. Quite a nice little way of deducing the numbers without introducing another x or anything. Now we can do the same along this diagonal. So here I've got 18, and then I'm going to multiply by this number. So to get 18, I must have to put a 9 here because then I'm going to multiply by that number. So I'm just using sort of the properties of the magic square. And actually that gives us everything we need because now the magic number is going to be 9 times 6 times 4. You can work that out if you want. It's going to be 54 times 4. It's going to be 216. But actually, don't even need to know that because we only want to find x. So we've got 2 times x times 3 is going to equal this. And basically let's just write it down, 2 times x times 3. And these 3 and 2 are going to cancel with that 6, from which you can see that x is going to have to equal 9 times 4, which is 36. So two varying approaches. Yeah, quite like both of them. I did it the top way, but I can see, I like this one as well. And of course, I think it's not a bad idea to try and to finish this question. Let's just see if we can do that. Like to finish the actual magic square, check that it all works out. So I've got 36 here and 6 here. That means that's going to have to be 1. What else can I do? I've got, it's probably best to write it as a factor. So 216 is going to be it's 6 cubed, so it's 2 cubed times 3 cubed. So here I've got 3 squared times 2, so I'm going to need another 3 and then times another 2 squared, so it's going to be 12 here. 12 times 18 is going to equal 216, and then here I can put 18, then that's all going to work out.